Hey everybody, I'm going to be answering the questions that you sent me, and some of them were from my friend Stephanie. She had to interview me earlier today for her WISE program, so I added a few of those in here if you want to hear them as well. So let's get started. Okay, the first question was, you got work published, and how hard was it? Yes, and it really depends. Um, some of the stuff I first had was through contests, which, depending on how many people send submissions, um, it's going to vary in how hard it is. And some, you know, nobody enters, so it's pretty easy. But there are harder ones that are worldwide and such. Um, but when it comes to actual publishers, like for books, it gets harder because there are so many submissions and you really want to be at the top of the pile. And there are books out there. I pretty much explained it. There are writers' markets for novelists, for songwriters, illustrators, children's books. And they usually run about $30 each. But really look into them if you're serious about publishing, because they tell you about exactly how hard it is. And everything depends on what you're writing and where and how you want to get it published. So that's the first step. Number two question is, the book is broken up into parts, and are you currently working on part two? Yes, it's broken up into parts, and yes, I'm working on part two. It's almost done, actually. There's 7 chapters left. I started chapter 7 last night, so maybe by the end of the month, book 2 will be done, and I can start editing it. Question 3. The pictures of your fan art, are they actually scenes from your novel? Most of them, yes. The ones by DrawFox5, they are actually scenes from the novel. She's my illustrator, and I thank her very much for all the work she's done. She's amazing, and everybody should go visit her page because she's awesome. Okay. Number 4. How do you get books published? Well, there's a lot of ways. Some publishing companies actually hold contests where you can submit your manuscript and a little bio about you. And if you win, they will consider publishing you. Also, there are self-publishing 8 places you can go to. They're good, but not. If you self-publish, you basically have to sell the books yourself. However, some self-publishing companies market you online, so it's a good thing. But a lot of times if you self-publish, other publishing companies won't look at you because they see it as a vanity sort of thing. So it's not always a good thing. But some publishing companies actually like to see your manuscripts in a self-published format because it's all there, neat, and it's pretty much like it shows them like what it's going to look like when it's done. So sometimes publishing companies will ask you if you've done it, and if you have, to send that instead of your typed and bound manuscript. Okay. Question 5. How did you get your writing published? Well, for poetry and stuff, I won several contests. Some were local, some were national, and I won one worldwide competition. And other ones just send a lot of query letters out to companies and stuff. And it took about a year for my novel to get out, which is quick for responses and stuff. But some companies can take up to 2 or 3 years before your book is actually out. But just the process of getting it together took about a year, so it's about average for preparing and stuff. Okay. Number 6. What was the inspiration to write your story? Okay. Well, inspiration-wise, for the current story is probably just talking with my friend Caitlin. We were talking about pirates and stuff like that, so that's kind of what came out of it. But other than that, I guess it was just imagination I mean, I really wasn't inspired by anything, I don't think. At least for the most part. But I'd say that probably Caitlin and our conversations kind of sparked it. Okay, 7. How did you publish professionally? Again, the question is kind of repetitive, but like I said, a lot of query letters and all that time. And query letters are very important because you have to write them specifically. If they are not in the exact format that the company wants, they won't even look at you. So I bought a guide to writing query letters, and I also suggest that book. That was about $15 to $20. So before you go looking for agents or going to publish, I would look into that book because it's really good for helping. So yeah, a lot of time, query letters, and stuff like that, editing. Number 8, how many pages is the book? Well, in the printed book, it's 228 pages, which is, I think, is kind of small, but it's kind of an average young adult length, so I guess it's good. 9, how many words is in the book? Okay. Like, it was a little over 60,000, so it qualified for a young adult. However, book 2 is much longer, so it'll probably be a little over maybe 300, 400 pages. But, you know, the company said usually that's how it is. The first book's always shorter. I mean, even look at like Harry Potter and stuff. I mean, yes, the first book was really long, but usually they do get longer. And pretty much by looking at the plans that I have, they are going to be longer towards the end. How big is the book dimension-wise? It's like 5 by 8, I think it said it was. Well, I'm here. It's like this big, so like probably 5 by 8, 5 by 10. It's like a normal sized book. We had it measured up, so it's normal size novel. Okay, how can I get a copy? Well, they're not officially out until June, but if you know me, you can get one through me. If not, in June, I'll have a bunch of links up on the site where to get them and information about what stores and stuff like that where you can get them. But until then, you can get them through me. If you live near me, there's a few stores in town that sell them right now. I have a book signing in 2 weeks, so if you live near me and you want to pick one up there, it always works. And if not, next weekend in New Jersey, we're going to the Hawthorne show, and I'm going to have a booth there selling books. So if you can make it, it'd be great. I'd like to see you guys there, and cool. Book 12. When will the second book be out? Well, like I said, I'm not done writing it yet, so by the time I'm done editing and stuff, send it out. If I'm lucky, it might be in the publishing process around September. So you can probably expect it out December or January. Maybe sooner if all goes well, and maybe later if there's a little, layup, hold up, and everything. Okay, 13. How many books do you plan on having in the series? Well, I'm debating right now. I have either 4 or 5 definite books. There will be 4 if I decide to combine sort of this one little mini idea I had, and if not, there will be 5 if I decide to add this idea as a whole new book, which I'm kind of leaning towards now because I think it's relevant to the story, and I think it'll actually be pretty cool, so either 4 or 5 books when it's done. Okay, number 14. What do you think your profits will be? Well, that all varies because it depends on your publishing company. Some only give you 10%, some 15%, others 20%. Mine is a 15% royalty commission. On foreign sales, you get 10%, which is usually normal. You get less from foreign purchases. But currently, local sales, I made about $500. So when it goes worldwide, maybe a little more. But that's a little different than